Stat pools in you. What do they say about who you are? One of the most important parts of your characters are your stat pools. Here, let's bring up the example character for a moment, just to see the 3 stat pools in the center here. There are 3 of them: might, speed, and intellect. Although other genre-specific stat pools could be utilized as well, so you may actually see more. The names of the stat pools are pretty straightforward. Might involves anything to do with your body, strength, health. Speed is about swiftness, movement, balance, and intellect is basically anything to do with your mind. Each pool is split into 2 numbers. This is the current and maximum. For those familiar with systems like Dungeons & Dragons, the stat pools of Cypher are a little bit of a departure from the stats that you are familiar with. Your character, first of all, does not have a set amount of health like hit points in D&D, nor do your stat pools in Cypher act like attributes in D&D. So, this is where the things are a little bit different. Instead, your 3 stat pools in Cypher are your resources to draw upon during the game. Whether you're straining yourself with effort, using costly abilities, or getting gunned down in combat, it's these 3 pools of resources that you have to draw upon. Whenever you are successfully attacked in Cypher, it applies a reduction to the current amount of one or more of your pools. If you were shot with a gun, it would lower your might pool. You were psychically overwhelmed and might lower your intellect pool. Also, these pools are lowered when you strain yourself to use abilities or apply effort to make your actions go above and beyond. I will say this now, these pools are not your health. Much like the Fate system, these pools more represent how much impact you have left in the game, but don't necessarily translate directly to your health. If an attack lowers your might, that doesn't automatically mean you've been physically hurt. Sometimes it may. And sometimes it might just mean that you have less impact left on the scene before you start running into trouble. Now, if one of your pools is reduced to 0, then you start to see an impact on your health. You go from the normal healthy state known as Hale, you can see that right here, to the impaired state. We click, we'll see this here. This can cause some mechanical impacts on your rolls. Applying effort costs more, and those really awesome rolls of 17 to 20 kind of don't provide the same level of benefits that they once did. If 2 pools are reduced to 0, then you move down to the debilitated state. Things get kind of scary here. And then if all 3 pools are brought to 0, then your character is lost. In most genres, this means death, although in some cases, like Kids on Bike, this just might mean that you're removed from the rest of the scene and cannot return until something specific happens to restore you. If you are given lasting or permanent damage effects by the Game Master, like bruised, broken arms, psychotic break, this may temporarily lower the maximums of your pool until that damage has been removed. In the Foundry system, your pools can be found here. You can type in the numbers in these boxes. You can also adjust the current number with these boxes here, the plus and minus. If you have rested enough to fully restore everything in the pool, you can just click the reset button in order to get the maximum of the pool back. It is possible to permanently increase your pools by spending experience points or reaching a new tier, although this is not always the case. There you have it. The basics on stat pools in the Cypher system.